I'm gonna try to do a real quick update while Matt turns off the sprinkler that's in the backyard. So, where did I leave off? I left off on having a crisis and deciding to do prompt-based writings. Well, I'm doing it. I'm doing the prompt-based writings. And I have completed 12 of them so far. I did 2 yesterday and 2 today, I believe. And so I'm almost caught up. I'm trying to do 1 every day. And so there's 2 more that I have to catch up on until I'm fully caught up, because it is the 14th. And I just wanted to share that I did end up making a cover because it's fun to have a complete like project thing in the Camp Nanowrimo page. So my cover is just a sketch that I have, and then I said that it was June. So that's it. That's the update. Last I left off, I was calculating the average word count for the prompt-based writings to see if it was about the same as the average word count that was my goal for Camp Nanowrimo with the previous novel project, to see if I could have the same goal and if I could just change what my progress was based on what I had so far. And at the time, my average word count was much lower than 242 words per day. But now, oddly enough, with the 2 writings that I did today and the 1 bonus writing that I did yesterday, I am exactly at 242 average words per prompt, which is kind of crazy. I had some pretty short ones. My shortest one was 150. No, my shortest one was 143, and the longest one I actually wrote this morning, and it's 445 words. So, that is it. I am having a lot more fun with this, and I think it'll make me a better writer. So, that's it. Okay, bye. This is the first time I've ever tried to use this camera as like a vlog camera and not on a tripod, and it is very heavy. Here's the thing. I'm going to do some editing of the prompt-based writing stuff. I'm going to look at it with a critical eye. I finished prompt number 21 today. So, you know what? 3 weeks. I feel like it might be time to start looking at things critically and see what I'm doing. Here are the things that I've printed out. It's actually kind of a lot. The printer, I realized, is bad. Here's my word count per prompt so far. That's the trend. I'm not sure what that tells you. But right now, I want to go out onto the porch. Oops. So I want to go out onto the porch here and do some editing out in the nature outside of the house. Hi, baby. We went on a walk and she got very tired. I'm not going to take the camera with me because I don't want to look like a creep in the front of my house. But I'll be taking these and my clipboard and my pens, and we're just going to figure it out. So that is my update. It's been going really well. Today I wrote something important to me. Not all of them are that like important to me, I guess, and I think it'll be interesting to see what kind of themes run throughout this project, because I've noticed already, just glancing at my work, what I've already kind of talked about in multiple ways. So that's interesting. And yeah, that's about it. That's what I'm doing today. I did some gardening earlier. I'm planting like some stuff. Trying to plant some beans and see what those do. And then I planted a bunch of fun flowers the other day. So, my god, this is so heavy. Oh, and I cannot stop looking at the viewfinder. Oh, yeah, here's my other wall, by the way. So, anyway, that's what I'm up to. I'm going to start doing the editing, like, review stage thing now. So 2 days ago I printed out my prompts that I'd written so far, and I went out on the porch and I did some annotation of them. What I was looking for was, in general, how I am writing and what I need to improve on, what in general I am doing. I did some line editing. I marked a few that I thought were good. I marked lines that I thought were good, and some of the prompts that I thought had weaker writing, I also highlighted those, and will return back to them to do some bigger edits on those. Wanted to get into kind of the sentence structure that I use, because I know I have a habit of using pretty simple sentences, and having them start with the subject quite frequently. I know that's been a problem of mine in the past. So I wanted to see how I was doing with that, with this work, to see if they had enough variation in both length and like flow and structure. I haven't gotten that deep into this yet, but what I did do was go through each one and note what I thought the theme generally was, the point of view, the tense, and in general the genre. So I don't have like a bunch of genres. I have a couple sci-fi-ish, a couple horror-ish things going on, but mostly I wanted to know if it was fiction or nonfiction, because I ended up writing a lot of nonfiction, like, you know, recounts of periods in my life. So I wanted to see what the breakdown of that was. I think I will go through later and see the type of imagery that I've used, because I noticed for myself that the type of imagery that I used a lot was plant-based, like garden-based type of imagery, like a lot. So I wanted to see how much of it was, you know, nature, plants, and garden-based imagery or setting or vibe, I guess. Here you can see my word count per prompt, and I kind of accidentally wrote like 1,000 words yesterday on a certain prompt, so I have one outlier way up here. But so basically I have quite a lot of first person. I did have one that was kind of like a first person talking to somebody, but I just put that as first person. I have one second person and one third person. And then I think last night I wrote a third person. So that was interesting. My tense between present and past tense is actually pretty mixed. And the genre, fiction or nonfiction, was also pretty mixed, but a little bit heavier on nonfiction. And I also distinguished between nonfiction as like a story versus nonfiction as an essay, like discussing a topic. So, and then I have some of these fiction, nonfiction, which was taking something that was very based in nonfiction in real life and putting some fictional spin on it. So that's what that is. And then the themes are varied. A few that come up more frequently are like family or like love, caring type of themes. And then change and death. I think that's kind of to be expected, having experienced the death of somebody I love very much at the end of last month. So it is to be expected that the topic will come up. Yeah. And then fear has come up a couple times. Last night I went on a walk with our dog and went around kind of a little bit got lost, but not really, just like thought I would pop out somewhere and I didn't, so I had to go further. And during that time I thought up kind of like a story, I guess, like a whole story. And so when I came back, I wanted to write it, but the amount of words that were required to tell that were much larger than I expected. So I actually didn't tell the story fully what I was kind of thinking it might be. And I think I'll return to it at the end of this month as one of the full-blown short stories. And I'll use the 1,000 words. I think it's like 1,020 words for this. But yeah, that's the most I've written in a day since I've started writing. And it was in the evening after taking my dog out for a walk. So I think that's kind of a bit of a breakthrough for me. I don't know if that makes sense or if that's too dramatic, but I really think this writing exercise is helping me become more in tune with who I am as a writer, what I want to write, and how I can be successful in doing that. Yeah, I found it really enlightening, honestly, and I am really enjoying it, partly because I get to write whatever I want. But I am finding it interesting that when I do have a science fiction or paranormal aspect to the story is still rooted in kind of the same fundamental feeling that I have in the other stories of like firmly rooted in a place with nature and plants and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of weird. Anyway, that's it. That's my update for today. I haven't really done that much painting recently, so I haven't been able to do any more formatting of the zine. I would like to edit all of these pieces before turning it into a zine. I have realized that it could turn some of the pieces into something different, knowing that I'm going to turn them into like a piece of content to share with people. But here's the thing. I have allowed myself the ability to remove pieces that I don't want other people to read. I already have one that I cannot have people read. That makes it seem like scandalous or something. It's not. It's just personal. Hello. It has been a little bit of a while. I don't know, maybe about a week? That seems like a pretty long time since I've done a writing update. I have to adjust. Hello. It's been a little bit of a while since I've done a writing update, but I'm here. I just went on a walk, so I'm quite warm. I'm going to take off my sweatshirt. So yesterday was Sunday. I wrote 2 prompts last night. I ended up skipping one day. I think it was a Friday, because I was just too busy. Or maybe it was, I think it was a Friday. I was too busy. So I have 2 prompts left. It is Monday the 29th. I have 2 prompts left. I have the prompt grass, and I have the prompt looking up. Those are the 2 that I have left. So one of the things that I've been doing for this project is doing little illustrations for each prompt. I am very behind on the illustrations compared to the writing, because it is not the goal of this month. So I'm not sure when I can have the like little zine book thing completed, but I have a painting of a tree and a painting of a ring now. So, and this one actually goes upside down because the prompt was upside down. So it's been really fun to do those little paintings, to do little illustrations that are kind of related to the writing. I guess I'd like to talk a little bit about how I've been going on walks more and more. I might have mentioned this in the last clip, so hopefully I didn't talk about it for too much. But I've been going on walks with Clover in the evenings. Today I went alone because she was really tired, so she's sleeping now. So I'll think of the prompt, I'll go on the walk, and then I'll have some ideas come to me, hopefully. That's the idea anyway. Although sometimes it is a much harder than others, and sometimes it's very quick, so, and like very quick and big, like an expansive idea. So I think it's pretty interesting. I feel a lot more tapped into, I guess, an intuitive sense of writing. Like, I know what I want to write typically now, which at the beginning I didn't. I just wrote things, and there wasn't a lot of intention behind it. So I think that this practice has been really good for me in having an idea, having an intention, and writing that thing down. Because I think that's something that I really struggled with when I was working on the novel. I didn't have any intentions, and the vague intentions that I had, I didn't know how to follow through with them. So I'm practicing with these little snippets, so that's been very helpful. I think the longest thing I've written during this period of time was 1,200 words, although some of the prompts have kind of sparked into larger things in my mind. They have more of a story to them. Something that I've been doing since the last update. So last time I had been analyzing my work for themes, for what writing I was doing, like what tense and what point of view. And so now I've been looking at that and saying, hey, what do I actually want to practice? And so what I really want to practice is fiction. I've been doing an immense amount of first person, which I was kind of surprised by. So I'm trying to do third person and either past or present, because I kind of go between those two pretty comfortably. I've been doing a few third person past tense fiction snippets recently. I don't know if I'm going to do a present tense one tonight. So, and I'm still struggling with coming up with like a compelling character. There isn't a lot of room for a very compelling character, and I think when I try to expand these into larger stories, I will really try to make the character a complete person, because right now they're just kind of a stand-in for a person does blah blah blah. I have some apple rings and I am getting ready to write. I had a few kind of opposing ideas and I'm trying to figure out which one I'm actually doing now. I don't really know which one it's going to be, but I was thinking I might as well film some of the writing process